Hello and welcome to the University of Law. In today's video I am reviewing Doctor Who The Return of Jo Jones. What's interesting about this box set is that it's the third Doctor and Jo. We haven't really had a proper box set of the third Doctor and Jo in a long time. He's done quite a few adventures with Liz and Sarah Jane, but it's nice to see him back with Jo. But it's a bit different this time. It's him and Jo post Green Death. So whereas a lot of the recent Big Finish, or most of the Big Finish stories take place just prior to the Green Death, so they can really kind of run with the characters, this is taking place post Green Death. So for the third Doctor, it's not long after the last audio drama with Jo, but for Jo it's been several decades. What I love about Big Finish is that they often do that, having adventures take place between the penultimate and final adventures of a Doctor or companion, because it means you can really carry the story forward and you can reference most of their adventures bar their final story. What's great here is that we can reference everything. We can reference their whole journey. In fact, there's even some references to death of the Doctor as well. I thought that was quite clever, because there's obviously been meetings between the third Doctor and Jo in the Legacy of Time set. There's been meetings with Jo and the 11th Doctor. There's a really clever explanation as to why they can meet again, and this is the thing with Big Finish. I think people hear about these team-ups and they worry about continuity, but when you've listened to Big Finish as long as I have, you know that you don't even need to think about it. They will come up with a better explanation than you ever would have done, which really serves the story. So as always, I'm going to unbox this and talk you through my thoughts as we go along. Now, we've also got the new logo at the moment that we're using, and I have to say I'm absolutely loving this on the top. This really does look fantastic, to coin the Ninth Doctor. So we've got on the back, we've got our blurb, and our stories are Supernature, The Conservators, and The Iron Shore by Matt Fitton, Felicia Barker, and Lizzie Hopley, respectively, and directed by Nicholas Briggs. So if I open it up, on the back we will of course have the same as is on the cardboard cover, except it's now on the plastic rather than the cardboard. Same both sides. Let's get it opened up. So obviously we're in a bit of a third Doctor phase at the moment, really. We've had the Season 9 box set. That's all of Jo's stories now available on Blu-ray in high definition. And obviously that came with a trailer which featured Jo Jones. There's a lovely tribute to Cliff. Here he is, the logo, the classic Pertwee logo there. So this first story, Supernature, it's about establishing Jo and how Jo has changed, and it's launching this new range of stories. And spoiler alert, they do carry on travelling together at the end of the episode, at the end of the box set. So there's obviously going to be more on the way with this new combo. So it's establishing this new Jo, this more mature Jo who's learnt a lot in her life, and how that's going to change the dynamic with the Doctor, to change their relationship, really. So that was really interesting. This story, as well as the last story, kind of evokes that kind of Season 9 Sea Devils kind of thing with in terms of the setting. It does feel like a sequel, really, not to the Green Death, but to her recent exploits, both in that minisode we got for the Blu-ray box set, but also for Death of the Doctor. It really feels like a continuation of her journey. It's interesting they didn't carry on the journey from her experience with the Master in that War Master box set, and I wonder if we'll see that pop up again at some point soon. But yeah, it was a good story. I'll say it did feel very much like it was continuing on the threads, especially from that minisode. It was very similar in the sense that they're both set by the sea. We both got mentions of Cliff and how the character has evolved. But yeah, no, it was a nice solid start to the box set. And of course, we've got our little booklet with pictures of the cast inside, synopsises, and some credits at the back. Right, let's have a look. Right, the next disc. For me, this was the standout story of the box set. It was the most different. It was the most unique. Again, I know in the behind the scenes they talk about how it kind of gave an opportunity for Jo to really demonstrate how she's changed and how that therefore has changed the dynamic between her and the Doctor, and how this is going to be a different kind of relationship to what we saw on television. But what I loved about it was I really loved the intrigue of the planet, and the situation had been set up really well. It was well written and acted and directed to a point that you really did feel like we were entering a real world. You could imagine it, you could visualise it, the politics of the planet, the backstory, everything fitted. The world building was wonderful and everything just worked. And there was some great tension at the end, and a kind of great final standoff. And while Joe does shine in the story, it was the Doctor's chance to shine at the very end. He kind of pulled the hat out the bag, the cat out of the bag at the very end. The last story, it did feel very similar to the first story in terms of its setting, but there were some intriguing concepts. I'm a big genealogist, so there were some things that piqued my interest in here as well. But what was really good about this final story, The Iron Shore, was it did kind of evoke for me Planet of the Daleks, with kind of Joe recounting what's been happening to the Doctor. And here we've got a little advert for Kaleidoscope. But yeah, what I did like about it was I thought this was going to be a one-off, and I thought this would be the end of their travels together, but no, they are still together. So there will be hopefully another volume 2, perhaps in 2024. From what I've seen, it looks like on the Boo Finish website the next box set is going to have Liz in it. And there we have it, The Return of Joe Jones. What did you think of this box set? Have you listened to it yet? If you've not listened to it, what are your thoughts from an outsider's perspective? Has this review helped you? If you have enjoyed it, let us know in the comments below. Share, what did you think of it? What are your honest thoughts? Did you enjoy it? What was it you liked? What was it your hopes were? What are your hopes for the next box set? Do let us know. So always don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this, and we look forward to speaking to you soon.